We are here at Nation Ford High School. It's right behind me. Nation Ford High School is right there for the Carolina Crown December camp. Nation Ford is where we have most of our camps, actually. Great school. And Ray Linkus, dear friend of mine and member of the CrownBRASS staff, is the band director here. So, yeah, obviously that's a great connection to have when you're looking for housing sites for camps. So, and this is a great school. In fact, we also do the preview show here. So at the end of spring training, we come here, and it's over there in the football stadium there. I'd show you, but you wouldn't be able to see it. But anyway, this is where we have that show. So yeah, we are here at Nation Ford High School for the December camp. So what's on tap for this weekend? Lots of stuff. On first and foremost, developing the fundamentals, both visually and musically. So we're going to keep doing that. Developing some, skills to help us play the music better. Not only musically and visually, but playing and moving at the same time. So certainly doing a lot of reps on developing our fundamental program. We're going to play some music. It's December camp, so you got to play something Christmas. We're going to do Bell Song Fantasy. Bell Song Fantasy was used in our 2003 production, Bellissimo, which was our first year. Well, my first year, Michael Klesch and Jim Coates was our first year here with Carolina Crown. So we're going to dedicate it to Jim Coates because he's the man. And yeah, we're going to play that. And then, yes, we do have some show music. Not ready to share that yet. Sorry about that. We're not ready to share. But we have about 4 minutes, maybe 5, of music that Michael would like to hear and play around with and make notes and those kinds of things. So he's going to do that. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. Fundamentals and a bunch of music that we're gonna work on this camp. I'm gonna hang out with some brass staff. Well, I'm gonna hang out with all the brass staff, really, but I'm gonna kind of introduce some brass staff to everybody here. So we're gonna have some fun with that. And yes, I'm gonna see if I can make sure I get a couple clips of CrownBRASS playing so you can hear how we're doing here at the December camp. So, Nation Ford High School December camp, CrownBRASS. Here we go.
Freaking yeah.
This is Gilbert. I'm a member of the brass staff. I wanted to talk a little bit about Gilbert and a couple of the brass staff members that are certainly special to me because they all were at one time members of the brass line. So this is Gilbert. Remind me, when did you march?
I had 14 through 16.
14 through 16. So that means that's the space show.
Yep, space.
14, 15 was...
Out of this world. And then...
14 was Out of This World, then 15 was...
Inferno.
Yeah, that was good.
Good be-do.
Yes, he started the show, if you remember that. If not, go check it out. That pre-show where we did that was the Beethoven, yeah?
Yeah.
Beep-boo!
It started off as 20...
That was him.
24 trumpets.
Just him. And he would run, set, beep-boo! For nails by the end of the year, man. And then after that was Relentless. And that was it. Right? Yeah. Gilbert was our soloist for Relentless. You did some of the Hallelujah, and then the next part
top
was
of the stagecoach, and then
yeah, he was on top of the stagecoach.
And it moved, so I technically was on the move.
That's it. That's true. That's big. So he did those 3 shows and a soloist, and then right after that we brought him on as a member of the brass staff, and he's really been here ever since.
Yeah.
So
and you'll still have me, I'm here.
Yeah. What do you do now?
I am currently a performer for the Marine Corps bands, one of the fleet bands at Cherry Point.
Ah, thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome for my service.
Yeah, you're a Marine. Yeah.
Hey, you.
Yeah. The Marine right here.
Hoorah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I do that, and that's literally most of what I do.
Yeah.
Beside, and then Crown's actually my downtime for me. It's It's funny whenever we
vacation.
take, yeah, literally, whenever we take like leave and all that stuff, like I go to,
Yeah.
they're like, so you go from one job to working more? And I was like, yeah, that's what I do.
Isn't that whatever? Like, that's almost what everybody does. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, wait a second, you do what now? Yeah. And he still does it. He's aged out and he still does it. Good
It's
for
a
him.
good time.
What else you got?
Well,
Funny story.
funny stories.
His nickname, we call him Chips Queso.
Chips.
Chips and Queso. And I think that came, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the Relentless year.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would do a chunk without the soloist. So I would.
Well, it's because I worked at a taco shop.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I was like, dude, when we go to Denton,
Yeah.
Rusty Taco, I'll be whip you up some chips queso.
Right. Yeah.
I said chips and queso, but you just say chips queso. And so you're like, because that was my first job. So I started on chips queso. And so
Right.
you're like, all right, cool. Play the solo. I would like some chips queso, please. And it's like, oh, okay, that's me.
So during the rehearsal, I would say, okay, we're doing this chunk. And yes, please add chips queso to the chunk, so that he would play. And then the next time we'd be like, okay, this time no chips queso.
No chips queso. Yep.
And then that meant that he didn't play.
That's a good time.
He makes a great queso, though. There was, I think, one of the camps, his first year as
Oh,
a
my
staff.
first one. Yeah, no, I'm convinced now that I'm officially not on staff to do brass stuff. It's just to feed the brass staff my queso.
I think, yeah, there was one.
It's my first camp, December 2016. December 2016 going into 17. Yeah, I remember I started talking to my queso. And Matt was like, dude.
This was the end of the night on
yeah,
Saturday.
end of the night on camp.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Why are you here? What?
We're putting stuff together, and Michael's doing his thing. So when Michael gets in his zone, you know, we're all kind of like watching and, you know, and all that.
Yeah,
so.
and I'll never forget. I showed up to block, and you're like, dude, go. Here's $30. Go. I want queso when I come back to Ray's house.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good time.
All right, this is Gilbert, member of the brass staff, longtime friend. We love him. And
Thanks, dude. Love you too, man.
yeah. This is a great friend of mine, Matt Abbey. This is your first year on brass staff for Crown. But before we talk about that, remind, when did you march?
I marched 2015 to 2017 here, and I did 3 years somewhere else, but that's when I was here.
So 2015 was the
Inferno. Yeah.
And then Relentless, and then 17.
It is.
The It Is show. Very good. Okay. And then you played. You didn't play. What part? Trumpet.
I played
He's a trumpet player.
Yeah, I played third for my first 2 years, and then I played lead for my last year.
Yeah.
I
did something very similar. First time I was a star, I was third soprano, and then I moved up to second. I think in 90 and 91, and then 92 I went up to lead. So the old build system. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, 3 great years. Brass lines were great. Matt was great personality in the horn line. And then you taught right after you taught for.
Yeah,
is that when you went to the Legends?
Yeah, I went 2 years at Legends for the 18 and 19 seasons, and then now I'm here.
Yeah, great.
So.
One of the reasons, I mean, we have so many great alumni, but one of the reasons why I really wanted to bring Matt on was, and he's going to go into it here in a little bit, but he's still in college. So when you have age outs, a lot of time, actually now we're getting into when people age out, they also graduate from college. So there's a lot of, hey, some of them actually graduate before and get a job before they could actually age out. That is happening a lot more now. But now with Matt, he how did that all work? You ended up changing your major?
No, I lived in California for a while. Well, my whole life up until last Memorial Day, and I was going to community college out there, and which I highly recommend. I think community college is a great thing, and it saves you a ton of money if you can do it. But I transferred from my community college in California to Butler University in Indianapolis, and that's where I'm at now, and I'm still finishing up my undergrad degree in music ed.
So he wants to be a band director. How many you graduate when?
Next spring. I will be student teaching next spring and then graduating after that.
So 2021.
Right.
All right, 2021. A Crown alum looking for a band director job. That's the man, right? Matt Abbey, right there. So ultimately you changed majors and you're doing your undergrad right now.
I didn't ever change majors.
Okay.
It was more finishing general ed in community college, and
That's
then once
great.
I got to Butler, I'd do the major classes.
Yeah, that's good. Now with him being in Indianapolis, of course I snatched him as soon as I could, and I was like, dude, come help us out with Avon. So I see Matt a lot. He helps us out with Avon, doing a great job both with the marching band and indoors. So that's awesome. And what else? Anything funny? What?
I mean, I know I have funny stories. I just can't remember them off the top of my head right now.
Or we shouldn't really say.
There's some of those. I mean,
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, if we're talking like favorite memories, I think one of the coolest things every year as a member was we do or at least we've done for the last 6 or 7 years, the Music for All Summer Symposium in Muncie. So we do a couple of big clinics through the summer, but Muncie's the biggest one, and then we get the marching band track kids to come play with us and rehearse with us for a while throughout that week. That week is tough for the members and for the staff too, but for the members, there are days where up until that point, things are very structured. Like you have visual in the morning and then you have brass in the afternoon and ensemble at night for most of your rehearsal days through spring training and through the beginning of the season. When you get to Muncie, you have clinics every block until the last one, which is ensemble. And there are some days where you do we have to do a brass clinic in the morning.
Play all day.
And then we have to do a music ensemble clinic in the afternoon, and then we have ensemble at night. So you're playing for essentially around 9 to 10 hours. Yeah. And that's brutal. But having and being on the spot, you're being essentially judged by band directors, which is a cool thing, but at the same time it's kind of stressful. But when you see the marching band track kids come in,
yeah, it's awesome.
It is really and we tell them all the time, it's this is the highlight of our week is being able to rehearse with you guys. Yeah. And I don't think that they believe us or we're hamming it up for them. Yeah. But it really is true. Being able to spend that time with those kids who are just so invested, and to just be able to just relax a tiny little bit, that really is an awesome thing, and I looked forward to that every summer. It's when are we getting the marching band track kids to come in? What block is that happening?
Yeah, that's a great time.
That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, kids sometimes are crying and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's pretty special, no doubt about that. Yeah, so Matt Abbey, he's going to do a lot of time with us, and like I said, he's a college student now, and he's aged out, so that obviously is great, and plus he came through our system. I love that because when you have younger guys come through, sometimes they'll remind me of things that, hey, don't you remember when we did this, and we did this way? It's oh yeah, let's do that, and so that's why I really like trying to do that as much as I possibly can, and Matt is certainly one of those. Happy to have him and looking forward to it, so. Thanks, Big Daddy.
60 miles an hour air.
This is Taylor LaPrairie, member of the Crown Brass staff. And Taylor, once again, came through the Crown program. And what years did you march again?
I started in 2014 and marched here till 2017. That was my age out.
So that's the Out of This World show, then Inferno, Relentless.
Yeah.
And then you did.
And then
It is.
Yeah, that was
4 years. 4 years. That's great. Taylor was the trombone soloist in the Relentless show. So I can't remember what was that piece.
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yeah, the Roxanne. Yeah, right.
The Roxanne thing. So yeah, that was Taylor. Great trombone player, and to be honest, and even a better teacher. I would say that he's a better teacher than trombone player, and that's saying something. But Taylor does such a great job with us here. This is your third year on the brass staff. I got one thing right. That's big. So yeah, like I mentioned this earlier, but it's great having not only Taylor but other guys that have marched before a part of the staff, because they help remind us old guys of, hey, we used to do this, and remember when we did this, and hey, when we did this, that really, really helped. And Taylor is definitely someone that does that. So yeah, marched 4 years, and this is his third year with on the brass staff, and hope we can keep him around a lot more. So what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm in my first year teaching. I'm in Austin, Texas. I teach at Westridge Middle School, part of the Eanes School District, Westlake High School. So yeah, I'm my first year teaching middle school, beginning brass and 7th grade band and 7th grade jazz band. It's been great.
I'm sure that's a lot of fun. Great kids, great city.
Absolutely, yes.
Great teachers there, for sure. So yeah, he's a perfect example of someone that's come through the line and was very successful as a performer. He was also our horn sergeant just the last year, right?
Yeah.
So it is year, he was the horn sergeant. Did a great job there as well, and then graduated, went to Michigan State University. We don't hold that against him at all. No, we do.
Yeah, I definitely do.
And then got a great job down in Austin, Texas. Incredible band director and bright future, by the way. Stories? What you got? Anything?
Stories. Nothing too crazy. Definitely just when I think back about my time marching, just the great relationships that I've formed and have continued to reach out and talk to. Met my best friends here, and just have a lot of fond memories. Working our tails off in the heat of Texas, and that was a big bonding thing for us. And I'm still really close with a lot of my friends. So a lot of good memories with them.
Taylor, we have a lot of fun together. A lot of laughing for sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. So. Taylor LaPrairie, great member, incredible staff member, and now professional teacher, doing some great things. So he's the man right there.
On the first note, the wind's up. And then when we halt at the end, and we need 5 in and out, full relaxed breath. Your eye should always be Wherever the drum major is, wherever you are, you keep your eyes on the drum major. Maybe experiment on going to the ground. One of these, one of these, one of these. Experiment, but keep your eyes on the drum major. Drum major.
Here with my man Corey. Corey, remind me when, tell me when you marched again.
I marched Spirit in 2010 and 2011, and then Crown 12 through 16.
Holy smokes, 12, okay. One of my favorite Crown shows, by the way, is 2012. That was the superhero show. What do we call it?
For the common good.
For the Common Good. One of my favorite shows, couldn't even remember the name. Woo! Yeah. And then 13, world champion. 14, the Out of This World. 15, Inferno. And you did 16 too.
Yeah.
Wow. 12, 13, 14, 15, 5 years. 5 years. You know, they say every year you do drum corps, you lose 10 years of your life. So that means...
It's coming up soon, then.
Well, that's great. Good for you. So yeah, and then so you started when you were 12. What did you play? You were,
Trumpet. All 5 years, trumpet.
Yeah, but what part?
Oh, third, all 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love playing third trumpet.
Yeah, but you were horn sergeant.
Yeah, 15, 16.
For 2 years. So another horn sergeant, and then after drum corps, after you aged out, you 17.
Yeah, 17. Well, the last 3 years I taught at Legends on the brass staff with all Crown alumni. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then here, yeah, this
Yeah.
is year 4 for me teaching. So
Yeah. So you've really been in drum corps for the last.
yeah, since 2010.
Yeah. So this is
This is year 11 for me.
year 11 in drum corps. And
Yeah.
Young guy, year 11. Can't get enough of drum corps.
Apparently,
There's a lot of people that are like that.
trying
Yeah,
to make back all the money I spent.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be in here for a lot longer now. Well, that's great. So, well, let's. And then you're in college.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where are you studying?
IUPUI, Indianapolis. I'm going for a biology and math, 2 degrees.
Biology and math,
Yeah.
which means he's smarter than all of us.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Cool. So, obviously, Corey being a part of Crown, was a great time. And then, I found out he was going to IUPUI. And was this your first year?
At Avon?
No, IUPUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so recently moved to Indianapolis essentially to go to school there, and then I asked him to help with Avon too. So we see a lot of him now, which is great. So and then it's great having him around. Like I said, he worked with he works with our marching band now, indoor winds and all that. So it's great having Corey around for sure. And I keep saying this, but I like having the younger guys around, not only here for Crown, but also for Avon, because they just kind of, help remind, hey, this is what do you remember we did this worked for this situation, that kind of thing. So I love having these guys around for that. And then they just bring a youth to our team that is sometimes much needed. So you biology and math. So in 10 years from now, what are you gonna hope to be doing?
Most likely, 10 years from now, probably be in some sort of residency for some sort of medical related job.
So drum corps will probably come to me. You'd like to be connected somehow, but it could come to an end.
I would like for that to not happen, but yeah, it could very easily.
Which another, I'll say another besides being Corey, one of our horn sergeants, for crying out loud. What I loved about having Corey involved is that he's a student now. So not only is he an age out, and he is like 3 years removed, but you know, he goes to college, which means summers are wide open right now in his life, which is really great. It's awesome. So, yeah, what was your favorite part about being in drum corps?
The people. It's always the people. I mean,
Always.
performing's so much fun, but doing it with your friends, there's nothing like it. Nothing at all.
And now teaching with your friends. That's
It's like a whole nother level to it.
yeah.
Teaching with my friends and also like, oh, you guys, I mean,
Yeah.
you're our heroes, so.
Also friends, and you know, but yeah, it's the number one reason you do drum corps, and always has been and always will be, is to be around people that you love and doing something that you love with the people that you love. It's the dream. So this is Corey, his first year with Crown on brass staff. We're glad to have him, and hopefully we can have him as many years as he can until he becomes rich and famous biology guy.
Yeah, let's hope. If that happens, I'll be here a long time because then I won't have to work so much.
That'll be great.
Love it.